Ito yung, alam mo, ito yung narrative ni Chairman Noor. Ito yung kanyang version ng events. I think it's good that we are giving him space para marinig din kung ano yung sentimento niya. Pero syempre, yung medyo we do have to straighten out some of the facts, no? But in the end, actually, it's really the people who will decide sino ba talaga yung makakapag-represent sa kanila, sino yung leader. And I understand Chairman Noor is actually running for governor of the ARM, no? So maybe the ballot can be one evidence kung yung yun nga nakita talaga nila that he's the one who can really represent. But I think really what was very nice about yung event natin kanina when we heard the MILF chairman Murat gave his speech dito sa Malacanang. Ang ganda-ganda ng offer niya eh. He called on their brothers in the MNLF to come and join and support this process. So I think in the end, mas maganda pa rin talaga that they all come together and see how they can work out their personal differences. We know naman for a fact that part of the reason that precipitated the split way back in the 1970s, kaya nabuo yung MILF, there were some leadership issues at the time, no? Kaya nga nagkaroon ng ibang grupo yung MILF as early as the 1970s.
Yes, Professor Ordin Leonen himself said no na he'd like to see it na itong agreement na ito is not exclusive to the MILF.
It is.
And it should be inclusive daw of the MNLF. I just want to take off from that point. No? Kasi then President Cory Aquino first talked to the MNLF kay Ms. Wari. And then hanggang sa nagparamdam naman ang MILF. I know because I was there. I covered every step of those events. From Zamboanga to Jolo hanggang dun sa mainland Mindanao nung bigla na lang lumitaw yung pulupulutong na MILF na nandyan rin pala sila. You know, layman's perspective, hindi ko kaya mas maganda, Professor, na kinausap na lang lahat itong mga faction na ito?
Alam mo, kinakausap naman natin silang lahat. Silang dalawa, yung dalawang partido. Actually, yung MNLF, alam din natin na iba-iba na rin silang faction.
Yes.
So we do have a review process with the MNLF kung saan na-inform naman sila. Dito sa review process na to, umuupo si Chairman Miswari, kasama rin sila Muslim Sema.
Yes.
At yung iba pang nilang mga kasapi na yun na nga, ano, at alam nila to, nasubaybayan din nila to. Kung kaya't hindi naman natin sinasabi na binabaliwala na natin yung final peace agreement na ginawa sa kanila noong 1996. At ang sinasabi natin sa kanila, yung mga elements na tingin nila na hindi pa nabuo, halimbawa yung ilang amendments na gusto nilang i-introduce sa Republic Act 9054 o yung Organic Act in Muslim Mindanao, ito na yung process na pwede ka talagang mag-introduce ng mga pagbabago sa pag-craft na nitong bago pang Samora Basic Law. So wala tayong nakikita na contradiction dun sa what they feel were not accommodated in the law that was passed in 2001 after the 1997 peace agreement. Pwede na nilang idaan dito sa bagong process na isasagawa.
Basically, that was what I was trying to ask Chairman Miswari.
Yes.
Sabi ko, pag fundamentally kinumpare mo yung Bangsamoro, itong bagong entity na ito, with the ARMM, fundamentally pareho naman sila. They're both advocating autonomy.
Right. In principle, yes,
in
that's
principle.
true. At ang maganda pa nga dito, ang pangalan ay Bangsamoro. If we remember, ang nag-umpisa mag-coin ng salitang yan ay walang iba kung hindi sila
Chairman
Noor Miswari noong 1970. So this is really something that they both worked for the longest time, di ba? So at that time, nung ang MNLF lamang ang kausap ng gobyerno, the MILF just said, okay, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Hindi sila lumabas at nagsabi na we are against that process. But when they found that the process that was instituted along the way did not work, at ngayon na nga, sinikap nila na dito sa peace negotiations naman sa kanila, ma-improve pa yan and to learn from the lessons of the past negotiations.
Okay, but certain provisions in the framework agreement, sabi nga ni Dean Raul Pangalangan ng UP, fudgy daw. Like the wording of number 4, no? Yung sinabi that the relationship of the central government with the Bangsamoro government shall be asymmetric.
Well,
Ano
yes.
ba ibig sabihin daw ng asymmetric na yon?
You know, yung asymmetric is a political science term. It's usually referred to the relationship of different units, no? Maybe a good example will be the United States. It's a federal system. Yung mga states, they have symmetrical relations. Pare-pareho yung standing nila. When you talk about asymmetric, ang ibig sabihin, you have special areas that enjoy a certain distinct status. So, and that's provided for in our Constitution. When our Constitution provided for autonomous regions, that's really unique. Kakaiba yan. And it's only, the Constitution provides for only two autonomous regions, in the North and in the South, yung Muslim Mindanao at saka yung Cordillera. And they're different from the local government units who are symmetrical to each other. So, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. It's a special arrangement as provided for in our Constitution when it allowed for the creation of autonomous
Okay,
regions.
but who will, sinong mananaig? Is it the central government or the asymmetrical unit?
No, it's very clear na the central government, the president, because we are still a unitary system, will have supervisory powers over all instrumentalities of government, including the autonomous government.
Okay. Isa pa kung hindi klaro sa maraming tao, although si Dean Leonen himself said na hindi nangangailangan ito ng charter change o pag-amyenda sa konstitusyon. But other legal experts think otherwise kasi specifically naka-word daw doon.
Alam mo, maganda talaga dito sa framework agreement na pagkasunduan is that kasi alam naman natin ang presidente does not want to use his political capital to see through constitutional change, at least not at this point, and that's why yung MILF, nakita nila yung wisdom na yun. Ang sinabi ng presidente, if we go through the legislative process sa Congress, then you will have something firmly in place by 2016.
Okay.
If you go by the way of Chacha or CONAM, you might not have anything by the time he ends. At na-appreciate ito ng MILF, and that's why it's very clear the first step is to come up with this new law through the regular process, the legislation sa Congress. And in the future, sinasabi dyan, if there are still elements that they think have not been accommodated within that process, then pwede, just like any citizen, just like any group, they can recommend changes in the Constitution.
Okay. Isa pang sabi nila, it sounds too good to be true. And I think even Chairman Miswari alluded to it, no? Na imposible yung decommissioning ng mga MILF rebels or whatever status we can call them now, no? Kasi it's very basic in the, supposedly, in the Muslim culture na hindi papayag ang isang Muslim fighter na ihiwalay ang sarili niya sa baril niya. So, imposible daw yung sinabi ni Presidente that they will lay down their arms and then they will now plant crops, etc. Hindi daw mangyayari yon.
Well, hindi siya madali, pero hindi rin naman siguro siya imposible. Kasi we know very well the context. Kaya nga ang ating provision dyan pagdating sa reduction of firearms, it's really a reduction of firearms overall. Kasi it's true, how can you expect one group to want to give up its arms when in fact, and I'm not using the word give up in terms of surrender, kasi this is a peace agreement is not surrender.
Lay down.
It is it's an agreement that restores the dignity of all and provides a just settlement of the issues that founded the conflict, no? So ang concept natin dyan is that we do have to address the proliferation of firearms in the region, at ang sources niyan ay marami, iba-ibang grupo. So that kind of decommissioning pagdating sa usapin ng weapons will have to be complemented by overall reduction ng weapons sa kamay ng iba't iba pang grupo at hindi lamang ng MILF.
Okay. Professor Coronel, napirmahan na yung walk us through what's going to happen next. I know you're going to meet again in November and hopefully magkakaroon ng peace agreement, but medyo malayo pa ho yata yun.
Mga annexes.
Malapit na ba?
Well, we're targeting 2012, end of 2012, but alam natin marami pa rin pag-uusapan, but we're hoping we'll be able to do that. But definitely, as soon as possible, we're working on the executive order na i-issue ng ating presidente para ma-create na yung Transition Commission. And this is the body that will draft the Bangsamoro Basic Law that will be submitted to Congress, as well as conduct all the necessary consultations para siguraduhin na all voices again will be heard at saka yung mga concerns ng iba't ibang grupo maipasok dyan. But of course, following the overall framework or the principles that are laid out in the peace agreement. So yun yung next step sa legislative process. Ang gusto kasi natin, paandarin na kagad yan eh. And that's why ang naging process ganito, no? May framework agreement ka muna and then yung mga detalye ipapasok mo sa annex. So habang ginagawa mo yung annex, tuloy-tuloy, naumpisahan na. Yung, kasi hindi naman madaling magpasa ng batas. Alam naman natin yan, no? Sa Kongreso, inaabot ng mahigit isang taon yan. So habang ginagawa yun, sinisettle yung ibang detalye. At meron din iba pang mga components yan. Meron tayong development component, meron tayong yung norm component kung saan yung ilang mga security na usapin, yun din yung pag-uusapan.
Okay. On a personal note,
Yes.
kasi si Presidential Advisor King Deles, Secretary Deles, naiiyak, si
Yes.
Dean Leonen, ang ganda ng ngiti nung pumipirma. Kayo, ano ho naman ang,
Siyempre.
personal insights and the things that were running through your head when the agreement was signed kanina sa Malacanang?
Well, even before these were signed, when we were listening to the speeches of the President, as Secretary Deles, and of course also Chairman Murad, nakita talaga namin yung it's that kind of a spirit of we're in this together. May collaboration tayo dito. This is a commitment that we'll all do together and we'll see through it. And very inspiring nga yung sinabi ni Chairman Murat when he was not, ang makikita mo sa kanya, they are really rising above organizational interest. At ang panawagan niya, no, na pagkilala niya sa mga namatay, panahon na ang estimates natin, mahigit 100,000 people have been killed. And that's a very, not an exaggerated estimate. And it does not include people who have been displaced, who lost their livelihoods and all that. Ano? So, kinilala niya yung mga namatay at sinasabi niya, hindi lamang ng MILF, pati na ng MNLF. Kasi magkakasama naman talaga sila dati.
Yes.
Iisa yung adhikain nila, hindi sila nagkasundo dahil sa leadership issues. So, merong ganung pagkilala na hindi lamang, itong framework agreement na to, makikita natin sa title, it's a framework agreement on the Bangsamoro. It's not just for the MILF.
Thank you very much, Professor Coronel Ferrer, and congratulations. It's a good day for peace. Maraming
Yes, thank
salamat
you too.
sa inyo.